Hello everyone, welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for the final time. Man, yeah, that feels weird to say, but today we will be getting the final reward from the monks, and off camera I've been grinding the heck out of this game, and I have gotten every single shrine apart from the one in the Forgotten Temple. So we're going to complete that shrine, and then right behind the shrine will appear 3 chests from the monks, which will have the final outfit for Link. And then we'll get our 28th heart, and then afterwards I want to talk about Tears of the Kingdom a little bit, seeing as how by the time this will be uploaded, it will be literally the next day that I will upload my video and the game will come out. So yeah, so here we are in the Forgotten Temple, and it is just around here between the Great Hyrule Forest and Rito Village. This long strip is the giant temple. And yeah, as you can see right off the bat is a bunch of guardians. And yeah, as soon as you walk in, they all wake up. And it honestly is so amazing looking and terrifying. But as long as you keep moving, you'll be perfectly fine. They can't hit you as long as you move. Although some of the ones that are like dead on, if it were straight, let me turn that off, could potentially hit you because it's just a straight line, but as long as you keep moving around, everything will be fine. But yeah, there's no other way to get in here. And yeah, right at the end is a massive statue of the goddess and a shrine. And yeah, we'll get our final heart from this statue. And I actually genuinely can't remember what the puzzle in this shrine is. It may even just be a blessing. I actually don't remember. Oh yeah, indeed, it very much is just a blessing, but we'll happily take it. And yeah, we'll get our final spirit orb, a weapon, and then the monks will actually talk to us about the reward, so let's start. Alright, there we go, the final spirit orb. You have at last conquered all of our trials. Having fulfilled our purpose, we monks bestow upon you this, the warrant of the true hero. You must now depart for the Forgotten Temple. Well, I'm one step ahead of you there. Alright, a gift from the monks. And yeah, this is actually a official side quest. And may the goddess smile upon you. And that's the end. Alright, so yeah, as soon as we exit, we turn around. And yeah, these 3 chests spawn. And yeah, they were not here when we first got here. I probably should have showed that, but it's fine. And yeah, here we go. The Cap of the Wild. And basically, this is like Link's traditional outfit. The Tunic of the Wild. From, you know, all the other games, because he never used to wear this blue tunic. But I really like the look. Alright, and the Trousers of the Wild. So yeah, let's put it on and read what the description is. Alright, there we go. Yeah, Link's classic outfit. He looks really good in it. And of course the cap is so iconic, I love it. So yeah, let's see, what is this called? According to legend, this cap was crafted for a hero who travels the wild lands. Wearing it just feels so right. Tunic of the Wild. This armor was apparently crafted for a hero who travels the wild. Strangely enough, it's just your size. And Trousers of the Wild. Legend says these pants were tailored for a hero who travels the wilderness. Strangely enough, they're the most comfortable pair of pants you've ever worn. So yeah, they are very much intended for Link. So yeah, alright, so now, for the rest of the video, I just want to talk about Tears of the Kingdom. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. Alright, so for this part, I figured I'd return to the Temple of Time, probably one of the most iconic buildings in the entire Zelda franchise. And yeah, we'll grab our final heart, our 28th. Not 30th for some reason. I don't know why the devs didn't just add 2 more hearts somehow, but whatever, it's fine. Link, it appears that you have sufficient power. You should not seek to increase this any further. Go and bring peace to Hyrule. Alright, yeah, the goddess herself pretty much tells us that we have all the power we need. Alright, so, yeah, like I said, I want to talk about Tears of the Kingdom, as it is right around the corner here. Just some of my thoughts, concerns, and just excitement and hopes for the game. So, first off, in my opinion, in Breath of the Wild, I mean, this is a phenomenal game. I love it to death. But one thing that's always been kind of annoying in the game is just the lack of enemy variety. You pretty much mainly just have your Bokoblins, Moblins, and Lizalfos. And then some of the weaker enemies like Choo-Choos, Keese, Octoroks, and like Peblets. And then of course the bosses like Hinox and Taluses, and then their varieties. But I've always found it like, yeah, there's been so many enemies in the Zelda series. You know, why aren't there just a few more that they could easily just fit in, even if they're not, super powerful? But so my hope anyway is that in Tears of the Kingdom, um, it seems like they may not be adding too many new enemies, but they're kind of changing what they do. They've added like these horns on each enemy type, which I feel may affect their behavior. As well as we've obviously seen some new enemies like the giant Hydra. I can't remember its official name, I apologize. But, um, yeah, there's definitely going to be some new enemies. Oh, yeah, and then the, like, Chief Bokoblin. That guy looks really interesting. I can't wait to fight one of them. Then the other thing I was, really hoping for in this game was the final boss to be, like, super epic. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. Calamity Ganon is a really cool fight. He's like a giant mechanical worm, and he's tough, and even Dark Beast is really exciting. A giant enemy in the central of this massive world that you have to ride around and, shoot the various spots. And then the final shot is really epic with the eye. And yeah, it's really interesting, but the most iconic final bosses in Zelda are always against Ganondorf. Like in Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and especially Skyward Sword fighting Demise is one of the coolest fights in all of Zelda. And on that topic of Demise, it may seem as though we may be getting to deal with Demise as well, apart from just Ganon, maybe. I don't know if Ganon becomes Demise or vice versa. We even saw what looked like Hylia possibly, and maybe Zelda becomes Hylia. So, it's going to be really interesting to see all that. So that wraps up my concerns for the enemies. Another thing I was really interested in when Mr. Aonuma showed his gameplay was the deal with arrow fusion. Now it seems like we can add a huge variety of items to our arrows to change what they do. Like various choo-choo jellies will essentially just make elemental arrows. Like ice choo-choo jelly makes an ice arrow, fire probably makes fire arrow, and maybe something else will do something else to it. Like the eyeball makes it a homing arrow, which is awesome. And then meat arrows, who knows what they're going to do. But one thing that is always been kind of convenient in Breath of the Wild is when you have like this many varieties, you can have hundreds of each arrow type. So if you're just using plain arrows and you run out, it's like, okay, well, I've got a ton of electric arrows, so I'll just switch to them until my other arrow types build up. But now that that's gone, basically plain arrows are going to be your most precious resource, because if you don't have just arrows, you can't shoot at all. So, that is something I was really worried about, and I'm intrigued how they're going to do it. If they're just going to give arrows like left and right all the time, maybe you can craft arrows or just buy them like super easily. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So then another thing I was wondering about are the runes in Tears of the Kingdom, or whatever they may be, Link's hand powers. So we've seen, I assume, all of them, thanks to Mr. Aonuma's gameplay. Basically, we have Recall, which is like Stasis in Rewind, Ascend, Master Hand, and then I believe Fusion, which allows you to fuse different weapons to different weapons, or different objects to weapons, and then maybe it's even required for arrow fusion, or that may be totally separate. But I believe that's all the runes or abilities we've seen. and I don't know if there are more or I'm forgetting one, but I'm intrigued to see how those are going to work, how Link gets them. The whole tutorial area, I'm really interested how that's going to be. And then also, like, will there be upgrades for those runes? Like, we got, Bombs Plus and Stasis Plus, which have seriously added abilities like Bombs recharge faster and deal more damage, and Stasis Plus allows us to stasis enemies, which is amazing, which also makes me wonder, will we be able to recall enemies, which would be really interesting and cool, especially for just trying to get away from them. But I wonder if would they regain their health if you attack them and then rewind them, would they basically heal because they're going back before they were attacked? I don't know, it might be really interesting. So yeah, another main concern is the story. Now yeah, we have seen tons of cutscenes, or bits of cutscenes in Tears of the Kingdom from trailers and whatnot. And it seems as though the game is going to start with a major story element being Ganon waking up, when Zelda and Link go under the castle and find his corpse, and then, everything happens there. So I'm really curious if there's going to be a lot more just like, you stumble upon things, story elements happen, cutscenes start, and it's not just like, okay, there's this picture, you go there and you recall a memory because Link has no memories, I mean, it was fine. I thought it was a cool collective thing, and what they showed in the memories were really interesting and important, but there's nothing more rewarding than progressing in the story by actually moving forward and, meeting new people, new things happen. Now, yeah, that did happen in Breath of the Wild when you went to each town, found each descendant, and then boarded the divine beasts, but it was very basic. It's like, hey, how you doing? I need to get on this divine beast to tame it. But I'm really hoping that there's going to be a lot more just like stuff with Link and Zelda and the descendants just, around the place. And speaking of Zelda, I'm really interested if there are going to be any player interactions with Zelda, because there are virtually none. Well, actually, there are zero in Breath of the Wild. I mean, she doesn't even have like a model that you can like interact with or walk up to. I think there is one in the game files, and if you spawn it, it's literally just like totally void. In fact, I think if you walk into it, it like crashes the game because it was never intended for it to be there. So yeah, I wonder if can you walk up to Zelda at some point when you find her and talk to her. Maybe you can fight the final boss with Zelda, like in previous games, where she's shooting the Twilight Bow or the Bow of Light to help Link. Who knows? But I'm really interested and hoping that will be the case. So yeah, that pretty much concludes my worries and interests in like the story and the main stuff. Now I'm really interested to talk about just some of the world building. So obviously, and they stress this in everything in promotions, that there are sky islands, and yeah, of course, we can't miss them. But a major thing people talk about and I wonder about is the underground. Now, yeah, we've seen tons of shots, or a few shots, of Link underground, assumably under the volcano, maybe even underneath Hyrule or Gerudo Desert with those sinkholes. Assumably, you can go underground through them. And yeah, I mean, it seems like it's totally legit, but the Zelda team and all the promotional stuff I've seen never mention underground. They always say in the skies of Hyrule and on the land, never underground. They never specifically say underground. So I think, I don't know, I mean, I assume you are going to be able to go underground, but it makes me worry that they're not like advertising that and stressing it enough to the point where, this is official, this is going to be part of your exploration. All right, so yeah, and then on the note of gameplay, for me myself, currently, yeah, I'm a bit ahead of schedule. It is currently Friday, May 5th, 1 week before release, and I have recently found out that Nintendo is going to be doing a Treehouse Live event, like 2 hours before release. And yeah, that's it's a very interesting promotional effect or attempt, because, guys, it's like we want to experience it live. I mean, most of us probably do. We want to experience it blind. We want to jump into the game and just experience everything ourselves, discover what's new, and that's great. With Breath of the Wild, they did a lot of live stuff for Breath of the Wild in the Great Plateau several months before release. I mean, it was like December, and the game came out in March. So it was like, yes, this is excellent. You know, we're getting a taste of the gameplay a good, 3 months before release, and we get to see what it looks like, how it feels, how it plays, what we're working with, that sort of thing. But with this, it's like, I'm just going to wait 2 more hours and let my pre-order be playable. So, I don't know, it's a very interesting thing. Maybe it's just a final effort to get people to buy the game, because I know a lot of people are worried that it's just going to be a $70 DLC and there's not much new to experience, which is not a worry of mine whatsoever. So yeah, I mean, that pretty much concludes my thoughts and worries on Tears of the Kingdom. I am super duper excited to play this game. Yeah, like I've said previously in community posts and just talking, I have not watched any leaks whatsoever, and I refuse to. Even just official gameplay from like IGN or GameXplain, I'm just refusing to watch because I want to experience it firsthand. The only gameplay I've truly watched is Mr. Aonuma's gameplay presentation several weeks ago, which was great. I really enjoyed it, and it was just enough to show us what's new, because we'd never seen the runes in action officially. I mean, we'd seen the effects, the recall, the ascend, I believe, and we weren't really sure what was necessarily the cause of that. So it was really cool to see that action happen by a player and not just like happening in a series of cutscenes and a trailer. But anyway, well, I hope you guys are super excited for Tears of the Kingdom just like I am. I'm going to be playing the game like all the time, and I'm going to be trying to post a video on it every single day. And I'm going to be playing it for probably months on end. So I really hope you guys will enjoy that. Stick around with me, subscribe to the channel, and like the videos, as it really helps get the videos out there for other people to find and watch. And yeah, I suppose at the time of upload, this will be just a day before release. And yeah, I'm super duper excited. So thank you all very much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my brief commentary here on Tears of the Kingdom. And yeah, this is probably one of the final times I'll be playing Breath of the Wild. But, well, Tears of the Kingdom is just a massive upgrade, so it's all very exciting. So thank you all very much for watching this video. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And do subscribe, because I'm going to be making a massive series on Tears of the Kingdom. So, until then.